All right, in the previous video, we talked about while loops, or a little bit about how we could possibly make this process a bit more efficient. Same in the same vein of this incrementing and decrementing is more made more efficient by just using the plus plus or minus minus sign. We want to make sure that uh, we can make this code more efficient. So we can make it more efficient by using a while loop. Now, as you read in the book, your while loop is is a looping structure that tests a statement first, a Boolean expression first, sees whether or not it's true. If it's true, then it executes the 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 statement or the statement body within the while loop, and then goes back to the beginning of the loop and retests and makes sure that that statement is still true. So what we can do here is we'll set up this while loop. So we use the reserved word while, and uh, just like an if statement, it requires brackets. If you add a semicolon here, it's a null while statement. There's no body to it, right? And that's a bad thing. Disconnects the while loop from the statement body, but we do want a statement body. So we'll put a body here. So we'll say while um, uh, while it's true, we'll put this, and we want to use this as a statement body. Instead of printing it out twice or writing that code twice, we can just write it once. And we'll simply put it right there. So what happens is while whatever we put in here is true, it'll print out student count. What we can do here is we have to put a Boolean expression inside of the while loop to make it true. So what we want to do here is we want to recreate how to make 1 and 2. So uh, or mark 1, marry 2, right? So let's go ahead here and say we'll use the same variable student count as our loop control variable. Student count is as long as student count is less than 3, um, it'll iterate through this statement body. So what we just did here is input Boolean expression into the loop header, right? That the loop will always pretest. This is a loop. While loops are pretest loops. Will always test before executing the body, the statement body, right? So again, we want to recreate mark 1, marry 2 using a while loop. So now let's clean this up a bit, and we'll go ahead and we'll have to ask the user to input the 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 name. So we'll go ahead and add in the scanner class here, and so we'll import java.util scanner, and we'll create a scanner class object in form of keyboard. System.in, and we'll go down here and ask we'll ask the user. We'll ask before the or after the student count is incremented. We'll ask student name will be set equal to keyboard dot next line. And before that, we'll even have to ask the user system.out print line, enter the student name. And what it does here is it asks, the user, enter the student name, right? And then the user will enter the next line. It'll enter that string into the string object student name, and then it will put the increment or the loop control variable, use that as the 1, then the student name, or 2, then the student name. But it will loop through this until student count is no greater than 3. So let's go ahead and run this program and see what happens. We'll enter the student name, and we'll say it's Mark, and then enter the student name, Mary. And so we sort of recreated the list that we created: Mark 1, Mary 2. We can definitely make it more complicated. We could also do two different while loops, and we could say while student count is less than 3, we can say enter student name, and then it will store a string a string object into a string object, and then do student count again and again. So they'll exactly print out 1 and 2, and have another while loop that does that exact same thing, just without the enter the student name. But just want to do something quick and easy to show you guys how we can use while loops. Now, as I said before, while loops are pre-test loops. So you always test the condition first here, and then it will print out. It will go through the statement body, right? But if you want the loop to, or at least the statement body to execute at least once, you're going to need to do a do while loop, and we'll talk about that in the next video.